expecting it. I came in the year really just trying to contribute. Fortunate enough to play, I guess, well enough to win the award. And, it's definitely been one of my goals leading up to getting prepared for Purdue for my freshman year. But, I'm definitely thankful for it. Definitely looking forward to winning more awards and working to improve my game for next year.
Another guy who was honored was AJ. Just your thoughts on him getting recognized with the defense?
Yeah, he's definitely deserving of it. As far as, defensively, he definitely changes plenty of shots. I think he definitely listened to the coaches on game plans on how to help out the guards when they get in the lane, as well as defending his guy. And, I'm proud of him. He's definitely deserving of the award.
And just what do you, as you get ready for the Big Ten tournament in Ohio State, what do you take out of those first two meetings as you guys get ready to try to win one against a team that is going to try to beat you for the third time?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's tough beating people 3 times, so we know that coming in. So we really got to have a couple good practices leading up to it, and just prepare like we have been, knowing that this could be our last game. So give an energy and effort as if it is. So with that, we just have to approach it like any other game, but definitely have a sense of urgency when we're playing.
What ways do you feel like you improved over the course of the season?
I think doing a little bit of other things, rebounding, moving the ball a little bit more, understanding what the coaches need, just getting more experience, just a grasp of what the coaches want and what the team needs.
How much do you feel like you still have to go in terms of defense and rebounding, and how much of that is going to be just physically maturing maybe in the coming year?
Yeah, I think most of it is just getting stronger, quicker, and things like that. And that'll come with time, the work I'm going to put in this offseason and years to come. And you just got to stay patient with it, and it's a process, but you still have to put the work in.
Do you feel like you can – sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, it's only been about 12 hours, but do you take an honor like this as sort of a challenge too, that now there's going to be higher expectations maybe and something to live up to?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a great honor, but with that, comes a lot of expectations. And with that, so it's what you do with it. So now I got to prepare with that mindset and get myself, to the next level as far as increasing my game, doing things that I wasn't doing last year, just so I can help the team out.
We've talked before about you having a healthy offseason this spring. Do you feel like you can make a pretty significant change just because of that alone?
Yeah. Not having any time off is a big plus as far as always, working on something to improve it, whether it's cardio, strength, quickness, and just like I said, just not missing any time is really a great bonus.
Was there any sort of sense this season that you were always kind of playing catch up because of the fact that you sat out so long before this year?
A little bit, yeah. I think just because I was definitely physically, I still am behind. The other 2 freshmen, as well as most of the people, most of the players in the Big Ten. So with that, that's why I'm training. I'm going to be training as hard as I ever been to get myself to where I can compete at the highest level and not just be recognized as a good freshman, but I want to be recognized as one of the top players in the conference.
After playing them twice already this season, what can you do different, in round 3 to maybe impact the outcome?
I think we went up there to Columbus. I think in the second half, Lindsay Smith got going. As long as Quentin Ross, and they got a lot of open looks, and they knocked them down. I think if we cut down on all the open looks and open threes, I think they won't get their head up as much. And they're golfs in the team, but they like to make open shots, and if we don't give them open looks, I think it might be turning in our favor.
A lot of the same stuff we said about Sam Decker a couple weeks ago, but Ross is a very versatile 4 that make him a pretty tough matchup.
I think of him as just a taller guard and going out there. So, he's a taller guard just like Deshaun was in their offense. And so I think guarding him may be a task. Most of the offense goes through him. So, probably scouting report and watching film on him, and I think I'll be all right.
Where does Ohio State rank as far as defensive teams that you played this year?
I think they're one of the best defensive teams I've ever played, period. Especially on the perimeter, all their guys pretty much lock in. And they know if you get past them, they got a big solid man in the middle, blocking shots and rebounding the misses. So I think they're a pretty good defensive team.
Great. It's hard to beat the same team 3 times. Just Is that kind of the mindset and approach you guys are taking? That maybe, you know, this time will be your guys' opportunity here?
I mean, going there, we're just going there and trying to play hard and play as hard as we can. We're not really focused on the past. We're worrying about this week and practicing this week, practicing hard and going in there and making a statement and wake up each day and start a new day.
What is it about Ohio State that gave you guys the most trouble?
I just think their ability to knock down open shots, and they're guys that usually don't make perimeter shots, making perimeter shots. I remember the first game, I think Shannon Scott made a lot of open shots and some threes and things like that. And if you look at the percentages over the years, they aren't that great. So I mean, in the next game you look at Lindsey Smith, his percentages had gone down quite a bit. But in that game, you would think he went 4 for 8 from 3. So I mean, guys just happen to make shots against us. So I think that's what it is.
I think, within both games that we played on, we were there basically with 2 minutes to go and ended up making some bad plays. So just making smarter decisions and being able to keep, their main guys off the scoring list.
One thing Ray talked about was Lindsey Smith Jr. beat you the second time around, and I think Scott beat you. He felt like Scott beat you here, and those are 2 guys that don't normally shoot as well as they did. Just another thing you guys got to focus on.
I think so. I think the first game we had Scott, in the 9-shooter, he ended up coming out hitting like 3 threes on us. Ended up having like 18 points, and then like the second time we had Lindsey Smith is someone that we can help off of, but still close out. But yeah, he ended up making like 3 or 4 on us. So that's just something that comes with the game. Sometimes we just gotta be able to be ready to guard each person, and also just keep Ross from getting his points and stuff like that.
Just Ohio State defensively.
Like our defense?
The way they play defensively.
Oh,
and
okay.
They're
really scrappy. Right. They're really scrappy. They have a lot of good defensive guards, especially in the backcourt. But like they get their hands on a lot of balls. They're pretty good with helping in the post and things like that. So we just got to be ready to finish things and be ready.
Just with Kendall and AJ being recognized by the Big Ten this week, just your thoughts on those 2 guys and their honors?
I think it was an honor that they deserve. Kendall's had a good year, as a freshman, I think, and AJ, he's got better since last year. So I respect him.
Ron, you played on a team your sophomore year that was almost entirely based on the perimeter. And then the next year it was very, very post-centric. It's been post-centric again this year. How big of an adjustment was that for people?
You mean for me or
Switching gears, well, both for you and just for the team in general, but the program.
it was different. I think my freshman year we had a pretty good, not pretty good, but good inside presence.
Yeah.
but like it wasn't like it wasn't dominated by that. We still had guards that were able to play and things like that. I think the last 2 years, like you said, it's been more of like just getting inside for most of the time, and that's kind of hard, especially for guards that's used to getting to the floor of the game by getting themselves going early on and stuff like that. So I think it was kind of a hard thing at first.
There seemed to be just kind of an emotional letdown, I guess, on Sunday for yourselves and for the fans. And how do you get that back and get back on that intensity back going into Thursday?
Just fight through adversity. Like we said, we just have to feel like we have still a chance to do something. And I think that's something that we have to look at going into Thursday. We just want to win, 1 game at a time and try to come out with a championship. I feel like we can do it. We've been close, and been as good as any team in the conference. And we're last place right now. But we just play ourselves out of games. Once we get in that position, and that's just something you can't do in this league.